All the small paddocks are finished behind me. There's 4 of them that we got in there. Ty's behind me working on the biggest paddock that we have here. It's a mile long. We're getting it laid out, getting the post laid out. Hershey has taken off for the day so we could get caught up laying material out, and that way tomorrow when he comes in that he'll be able to really draft some posts and not have to wait on the post crews to get caught up. In the middle of those fields, that's the bundles of the pallets of V-mesh. We're just going ahead and lay a few of those out, that way we're ready. I gotta say, I've outdone myself on this top line. It's really turned out good. Took my time on it, and it flows real nice with the ground. We've still got to do this area that's kind of squared off. The guys are at lunch right now. I'm going to get some video of them doing that later. I've got the board crew running right now, and I'm going to kind of show you what we've done here. Where the state is, this is an easement, so we're just having to make a square corner. We just butted them up real nice. What they're doing at this square corner, we've come up this line here, and they go in front of the post, and on this line they'll go behind the post. That way you have a post that you can have a good threshold of nails.
Go behind
you
here.
Can tell this line is straight, goes to the front of the post, and this line goes behind the post straight up. That way you have a good spot to nail to, and then we're going to come right here and just cut them. When we do our board fencing, I get asked a lot of questions, why don't you be a little bit steeper? And the reason I don't go too steep, I mean, gravity takes that water and sheds it right off. Plus they're going to paint over top of this, so water will just roll right off of it. I don't cut them at that hard angle, because if you do, your nails, you won't have a good spot to put your nails. They'll come through the top of the post. So just do a nice slant. Don't cut into your boards. And as you can tell down through there, every one of them is just perfect as can be, cut exactly the same. So the looks are spot on. And on a steep, when you're doing a gateway, what I like to do is run my string all the way across. That way I know where the top of my gate's going to be. Once we hang that gate, it's going to be exactly the same height to that board as it is to this board, level. When starting on your ends, your top board is going to be a full 16-foot board. Your second board is you're gonna cut it in half and move it all the way down to the bottom, and then your third board will be another 16 foot you stagger them. So it's 2 at each post, 2 boards, 2 full boards, 2 full boards. The only half boards you're gonna have in this fence is the start and the finish. On this section here, as you can tell, that the ground drops really fast, really quick. What I like to do, I try to put just a little bit of a bow in it, not too bad. If you do too much, it won't look right, and then you'll have to cut your boards at every post. That way it goes up that angle, and it looks better. If you can, the straighter the better up the hill. And you can tell I've probably got 1.5 feet, maybe close to 2 foot between the bottom board and the ground. Don't worry about that unless it's inside of a paddock, then you may have to put an extra board there. But this is really going to turn out really well with this hill. This side is not as bad, so you're just trying to make it all blend in together as you're putting your boards on. So when you run your top line, that's very important to really pay attention to the top line and how everything's going to look. And they're down here right now fixing a board that I didn't like. I'll walk through all the jobs and pick out which ones I do like and I don't like. That way, when we're finished with the project, I'm 100% happy with the job, and I want my customer to be 100% happy as well. This air hose is really lightweight. You can drag it around carrying the big nail gun that we use, the cool gun. I like a 100-foot hose. I'll stretch it out 100 feet behind the truck, and what we'll do is we'll work all that 100 feet, plus we've got another 100 feet, and I've got a guy that'll jump in the truck and pull it up. So you're doing 200 feet of board fencing without having to move the truck every time. You know, a lot of people are using 50-foot hoses. I've had that hose for probably, well, it's been 2 years now, come March, and I haven't had a problem out of it. It's just excellent air hose, you know, lightweight. A lot of the rubber hoses, I guess it would be Goodyear, they don't last. It's probably every 6 months that I was replacing those. So one day I was in a hydraulic shop and they had one of those hoses, and I bought several of them for each truck. So we keep a 100-foot hose. You can tell how far of a distance he's going, and they still got hose to work with. So, you know, time is money here, and what we want to do is be productive, but we also want to be close to our vehicle, so when we run out of nails, we can get nails and get fuel. And also you can tell that they've got the trash that they've been cutting the lumber off the fence in the back of the truck, so we'll just dump that in our baskets at the store and get rid of it. I'm going to paint out a curve. I'm going to show you how I do this. I'll walk on this particular curve. It's at a weird angle, so I'm going to walk about 20 steps. So my steps are about 3 feet apart. I'll walk 20 steps down the hill, and then I'll freehand a nice gentle curve to head down the driveway. And like I've always said, practice makes perfect. So if you mess it up, you just scratch it back out and try it again. I put this empty can of paint from the corner, and I walk out 20 steps, and I'll put me something where I can see where I'm going to this line. So my string line run straight down the driveway, and I want the paint line to run right into it. That way when we come around with our post, it'll fit just perfect. So there's our can of paint, and our string line is beneath us. And I've got a real nice flowing gentle curve. Instead of a square corner, this is what we'll have in our V-mesh and top board. It's not too hard of a curve where it's going to stress the post or the wire out, and then it'll connect right back into the existing line. And the string that's laying on the ground is going to be a straight shot. Now the next step to me laying the fence out, we've got a valley here that we're going to have to go around, and you can probably see the difference in the grass. You've got newly seeded grass on the left hand side, and then you have where the valley starts in just regular Kentucky bluegrass. And I'll come around there, I'll paint. It's actually I'll just follow where the cedar went, and that's a good line that I'll follow for that. We don't want to go too far in that valley, because when the horse is running and they step over that ridge, they don't have any stopping power and they'll run right through the fence. If you like what you see behind me, the 4 board oak fencing, like and subscribe my channel, Sticks Fencing. Give it a big thumbs up and like that video, and we'll keep producing them. Thank you.